What is up, everybody? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports talk. If you guys know me, you know I would not want to talk about this, but it's becoming an overwhelmingly obvious issue, and I want to cover it before someone else does. That being the mixer moves, they're just not working out for people like Ninja, but especially someone like Shroud. It's been overwhelmingly noticeable how much this is actually killing his audience. Now, before I get into exactly why, show you guys the obvious numbers as well, let me preface by saying I love both these guys. I'm an avid viewer, I should say, of both Shroud and Ninja streams, but the overwhelmingly large death of their audience has been quite obvious ever since their move from Twitch to Mixer. Now, I'm sure you guys know their backstories, but yes, both their stories do kind of deserve their own recognition, especially when I want to focus on Shroud here, and the death of his viewership on Mixer has been so noticeable. But ever since his time as a CSGO pro, he becomes a retiree from the esport, he leaves Cloud9 to eventually become a full-time streamer, have been dibbling and dabbling inside of it, and then experiences one of the biggest blow-ups on Twitch we've ever seen, only really rivaled by Ninja's blow-up as well. He grabs the bag and moves to Mixer, and all of a great move in itself, right? These guys have pioneered the way for any other streamer out there. Ninja on his True Jordy podcast said it pretty much perfectly. These guys kind of led the way, and they're the reason why people are now re-signing with Twitch, grabbing a paycheck, going to YouTube, grabbing a paycheck, Facebook and Mixer. They are the reason why these signings are now happening, and why streamers are being paid on top of what they're making through donations and subscriptions and so on and so forth. These guys have pioneered the way, they have laid the route, and they've done an amazing job building their audience up, but now they're doing an incredible job at tearing that same audience down by the platform they have chosen. Now, first of all, before I get all those Mixer haters out there, I understand this does not happen in a day or a week or a month or a year. The Mixer game plan is a long-term plan for years to come, but I truly, at heart, right now, do not believe that Ninja and Shroud will stay with Mixer for more than a couple years, or more of their contract length will be. Once that contract is up, I have no idea what these guys will do, and most concerningly, what their audience size will be, and that's what concerns me. Also, take these numbers with a grain of salt, especially when it comes to solely knowing and tracking Twitch viewership. It can be a bit off here and there when it comes time for looking at average viewership before these guys left and by the time they went to Mixer. We look at their departing averages from Twitch before they did leave that platform. In their last month, Shroud averages just below 24,000 viewers, and Ninja right around 40,000 viewers. Although, if I do remember correctly, and again, this is my opinion, based off numbers, it says around 40,000 viewers. I swear when Ninja, before he left, within a few weeks of him leaving, he was more in the 20-ish range as well, but obviously I could be wrong about that. We compare that to the last 2-week average concurrent viewer base for them on the Mixer platform. Shroud just above 6K, Ninja right below 8K. If you do the math on that, Shroud retaining around a quarter or 25% of his original average audience on Twitch. Ninja a bit lower than that at around 20% of his original audience, although keep in mind, if his numbers on Twitch were averaging, around 20-ish and not 40-ish thousand viewers, obviously his retaining percentage of viewership on Mixer is much higher than that of Shroud's, so keep that in mind. But it is very obvious right now, guys, the death of their viewership, well, it's right in front of us. A fifth, a fourth of what they used to get. These are guys that were averaging nearly 80,000 viewers for their first couple of streams when they moved to Mixer, and now less than a tenth of that have actually remained onside their streams, and it's really shocking to see these numbers. And especially when you look at the Mixer platform, all in all, their viewership itself has not really changed. You look at over the past couple of weeks or so, in terms of their timeline, their overall concurrent viewer base across the entire platform is still right around what Ninja pulled alone as he departed Twitch. If that number is accurate, around 40-ish thousand viewers. We do know a couple months before he did leave, he was averaging well above that. The entire platform is now averaging right around what Ninja pulled by himself before he left Twitch. The platform itself, certainly, yes, it's in its younger days, younger years, I guess you could say, and certainly going hopefully upwards in the future. But when you look at the overall viewership, it is hurting Shroud. It is killing Ninja slowly but surely, and their audience, as they do try and retain it, is certainly shrinking along with it. We look at their peak concurrent viewership over the past couple of days, already kind of trying to struggle as well. Yes, they pulled some bigger streams here and there, but when it looks towards the overall average viewership, those numbers are still so low. It's so shocking to see. And on top of that as well, as we do continue, and the YouTube war and the Mixer war and Facebook war does continue, they continue to re-sign some big streamers, YouTube as well, some big gamers and streamers on top of that, and Facebook have now re-entered this war. They are signing some incredibly big YouTubers to stream on that platform, alongside people like Zero from the Smash Bros scene, alongside Disguised Toast from Twitch and the auto chess games as well. This war is not done, and the battle for last place between Facebook and Mixer is still bouncing back and forth, but you cannot deny the fact that when it comes time for looking at overall viewership, Shroud and Ninja, they are killing themselves. And I understand completely, for them, this money was certainly worth it, right? They get the freedom of this choice, and I'm sure they got a lot of other things that Twitch would not offer them. I'm not blaming these guys. I'm more so placing the blame on the Mixer platform, who have not really made moves to try and retain this viewership. They're streaming, you know, not nearly as much, I would say, as they used to, and maybe they've lost some sort of drive. That's really up in the air. Obviously, when you're handed a bag full of millions of dollars, your drive might go a bit down the gutter as well. When it comes time for retaining viewership, though, either the platform or the streamer are not doing their job, and the viewership is so low right now. I believe peak viewership for Shroud's last stream yesterday was just over 5,000 viewers. Courage is pulling that on YouTube alone, and his audience was much smaller than that of Shroud and Ninja's before his leave from Twitch to YouTube as well. And it's just incredibly worrying to see a guy like Shroud, who grinded his way out of the dump once he left for full-time streaming. He was already averaging more viewership than he is currently right now on Mixer. And so you got to question the move. Obviously, much well worth it for these guys to grab the bag. If they are okay with alienating their audience and taking that hit for millions of dollars, that's totally fine. My only big concern now is for the very, very long-term future. If these numbers continue to go down like they have been, what are we going to be looking at? A Ninja with 5K viewers, a Shroud with 4K viewers? And what does that mean for the future of the Mixer platform if that goes steadily downhill and these guys are then locked into a contract and can't even leave? Is it worth it? Yes, most likely. But is it worrying? Yes, also for these guys like Ninja and Shroud, who I do greatly adore. They are marking the path for moving streaming platforms. When it comes time, if I am a new streamer out there or a big streamer out there trying to possibly leave Twitch to a platform like Mixer, I am looking at these numbers and I'm steadily concerned. If I care for my very, very prolonged future and I never want to retire from streaming ever, do I kill my viewership by going to Mixer? As always, I hope you guys all enjoy. Again, I love Shroud. I love Ninja. I love watching them as well. But other people, apparently they don't love watching them because they're not watching them anymore. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Breaking down gaming, streaming, esports news here all day long, every single day. Until then, take care. I'll see you all back here sometime soon.